And we're live on the internet. Hello, friends.
Hello, internet.
Hello, folks.
Okay, it has been... So, back in October, I did a random Halloween stream that was a one-shot that is no longer a one-shot. And here we are.
It happens to her a lot.
It happens always. Always it happens.
Yep.
It never doesn't happen. Literally never does.
Literally never.
Yes,
Hashtag
particularly
never
where, like, a chunk of this table in particular is involved. Yes, so back in October, the initial idea was to do a Monster of the Week game in the style of Japanese horror adventure games, such as, and I apologize for my barking dog, she is insane, in the style of, like, Corpse Party or Ebe or Mad Father or Misao or those, like, little 2D games. It sort of did that for a while.
We did. There were spoofs. They were very
We had spooky
Yeah.
moments.
Yeah.
And creepy dolls and jump scares and things. And we had it was very anime. It became very anime. In the best way. So we're leaning into that. And the formerly named Kokkuri-san, named after the creature they were looking for in that episode, is now Omori High School Ghost Club.
Yokoso.
Indeed.
For it.
So
Yeah. Yep.
we have these wonderful friends of mine. We are gonna play some anime kids with weird powers that are hunting ghosts and yokai because
yeah,
a very handsome kitsune told them to. That's it. That's the game.
There you go.
That's the show.
Thank you, chat. Thank you.
That's our tagline. Great.
So this is gonna be a little bit chill. We're really, like, not skilled at Monster of the Week. We are learning. This is gonna be a lot of nonsense. We're gonna try. But all the animals tonight, all of them. Anyway, we'll go around and do introductions for those who don't already know us. I am Jess, or Joe, depending on how many Jessicas are in the room at the time. Welcome to my channel. I do a bunch of things except for sleep. Figure that out, follow me on Twitter. I will be your keeper this evening, and also playing the role of Kokkuri-san, the kitsune. We'll leave it at that. Let us go to my left, and Dylan, who are you playing? What's up with the playbook? And tell us about your son here.
Sure. Hello, I am Dylan, aka Narcissus. My pronouns are he, him. My character is Ginji Nakamura. His pronouns are also he, him. He is the chosen. He has a destiny. It is great. It calls him to be the champion and save the world, though he cannot save everyone. He cannot have a normal life, which kind of blows, because he doesn't actually want a destiny. He just wants to study math and go be a guy in an office somewhere. That's his entire ambition. The chosen as a class, like, has some stuff related to, like, manipulating their destiny, their fate. But if you've played Powered by the Apocalypse games, if you played Dungeon World, it's the fighter. Played Apocalypse World, it's the gunlugger, it's the hit stuff class. So he has a big, fancy, magical meteorite sword.
Yep. He hits things with it quite a lot.
Mhm.
Like computers that
Well,
ultimately end up bleeding.
When he can be convinced to.
Yes.
When the rest of us bully him enough into actually
Yeah.
following
Yes.
his destiny, he will occasionally hit things.
Literally use
But we could just
psychic powers.
Speaking of bullying him into doing things, the one who bullies him into doing things the most, M, tell us about yourself and your character, Miyu.
Okay. Hi everyone. My name's M. She, her pronouns. I edit her on Twitter. And I will be playing Miyu Suzuki. Also she, her pronouns. Who is if you watch the the stream previously from our initial one shot, she was the spell slinger. Miyu's whole thing is she is the club president of Omori High School Ghost Club. And she has been drawing magic circles since she was probably like 6 years old. She is she is our resident ghost nerd, nerdiest of the ghost nerds, ghostiest of the ghost nerds. And she can't quite understand why Ginji's not as super into the ghost shit as she is, because like it's ghost stuff, it's awesome, it's cool. Yeah, sure they'd like locked us in a school and tried to kill us, but it was so cool, right?
While killing half of our class.
It's fine. They just massacred half the school and our best friend. It's fine.
It's totally fine.
But there was so much cool ghosts. So many cool ghosts. Anyway, so in terms of Monster of the Week, she is now, she belongs to the Expert playbook, which is basically exactly what it sounds book. It's the nerd playbook. It's the you know things and you've dealt with yokai before. And you can, it's a lot of risk management, really, more than anything else, which is a thing that we need, because we are not good at avoiding risks here at Omori High School Ghost Club.
Yes, that
Not
is
even
correct.
a little.
That is accurate. Awesome. And then we have our sweet, small, and spooky girl. Julie, tell us about Eiko and yourself.
So my name is Julie at Soft Signal on Twitter, she, her pronouns. I'm playing Eiko Sato, who is also she, her pronouns, and she is the spooky playbook, which, you know, if there's something bad and she can use it to do bad things, and she shouldn't use it to do bad things too much, or some really bad stuff might happen. Pretty much.
So she's fine.
She's fine.
She's totally fine.
It's fine. Eiko is very resigned to her status in this club, pretty much. But she's very attached to everyone that's in the club, and does her best to be as helpful as she can, even though she's a full head taller than most of them. Full head shorter than most of them.
So it would be very interesting if she was a shy, spooky toll.
Very small.
Yeah.
No, she is a small. And last but not least, Lynn is playing a character who is not yet a member of the club, but will probably get dragged in because that's how we do. Tell us about yourself, Lynn, and about Risa.
I'm Linda, or most commonly known as Lynn. Lynn Maris on Twitter and on Twitch here. She, her. And Risa is descended of a yokai from the ancient past that had a tiff with an ancient god. So that may come up to be a problem. We'll see.
So
Kind of depends on certain things.
So monstrous is
Yes.
descriptive.
She is very much the monstrous. She has to hide certain aspects of herself, and she generally does it by dressing like a complete punk, except when she's at school.
It's fine.
Because everybody stares at the clothing and not at the fact that, you know what? Those scales aren't tattoos.
Of course they are. What are you talking about? Yes. So, this is our very animu cast. And I think without further ado, we shall begin our mystery. Because the previous game was so long ago, both in reality and in our little corner of Tokyo, I'm going to catch us up to where we left. So, months after losing their friend Hanako, when an onryo, which is a vengeful Japanese ghost, attacked their school, the three friends have been attempting to return to normalcy. Or what passes for it for three high schoolers with strange powers and a kitsune in their corner. Kokkuri-san is free and has seen fit that the kids learn how to properly deal with angry ghosts, troublesome yokai, and other supernatural threats, whether they're interested in doing so or not. Ginji. And so, the Omori High School folklore club, probably colloquial called by most of the students Ghost Club, was formed, sponsored by the recently hired teacher Takeda-sensei, who is definitely absolutely not Kokkuri-san in disguise.
Oh.
There's just no way.
What? Ridiculous.
In an anime?
Exactly. Enabling the 3 students to spend their extracurricular activities hunting ghosts and other mysteries instead of cram school. Or alongside cram school. Whatever works.
Nerd.
One knock.
You're all nerds.
We're all nerds now.
So, my cat is screaming. 1 second.
Mom, can I be in it too?
I'm a nerd. Can I join?
Yeah.
So, now that the spooky cat is gone. All right. We are going to... so that's essentially what... We've had a space of several months. They did lose their friend Hanako to the last mystery, and it was very unfortunate because, well, Ginji had some soft feelings for her in particular, and she was a good friend to all of them. But tonight, you all are at your club activities. Specifically, we're just going to get right into it, and y'all are in a fight. We don't know how you got here. We don't even care, honestly. But what we have seen now is you have tracked this particular ghost. Kokkuri-san sends you out on these little practice runs, he calls them.
Practice run, we say, looking at sheer chaos around us.
Practice for what?
Yeah, practice runs to train you up. And this particular creature is not unlike the one you faced before. You are somewhere, it's probably 8 o'clock at night.
Mm-hmm.
And you have been chasing down this creature as it's been wreaking some havoc down the street in the park, not too far from where you all live. It is currently embroiled in trashing some little corner of the park. Fortunately, there don't appear to be any bystanders around because it's quite late. There was a homeless person that saw something wild happen in the tree nearby and they just bolted. So you're free and clear to pursue.
What creature is it?
Yeah, can we see it at all?
Yeah, it's pretty visible. I mean, it's somewhat similar to the one you saw before. This is just sort of it looks humanoid, but it's just dressed in kind of a funerary kimono garb, and it is larger than normal.
Mm-hmm.
But it is hard to miss.
Okay.
And it is howling a horrifying screech.
So I think I'm like at the edge of the park still, like not going in after it.
Mm-hmm.
After it, I'm like, it's just a park. We can just leave it alone, right? Like, this is fine.
No,
No.
you know it's not fine. Come, get in there.
God damn it.
Sword now.
Could we just call the cops? Like,
I give him the most withering stare. Cops, right? For that sword.
fine. And then Ginji draws the sword, and I think we get like a close up, the blade coming out of the sheath. Right? Let's get this over with. And I wanna beat the shit out of it.
Okay, go kick some ass.
So I think I roll tough.
I believe so, yes.
Let's see. Kick some ass. Roll plus tough. All right. Plus, no, nothing forward. Submit.
What did you get?
I got a 12. So
Oh.
on a
Oh my god.
Damn, son.
on a 7 plus, you and whatever you're fighting inflict harm on each other. The amount of harm is based on the established dangers in the game, so the amount of damage that the creature things deals and the amount of damage I deal. On a 10 plus, choose one extra effect. I gain the advantage. I take +1 forward. I give +1 forward to another hunter. I inflict terrible harm, which is +1 harm, or I suffer less harm. You force them where you want them. I think I'm going to go with you gain the advantage, and I'm going to give +1 forward to Miyu, I guess.
Okay.
Because I sort of assume she's going to be the one to follow up immediately after. And I think what this is, maybe there's a fountain in the park,
sure.
and I'm sort of pressing it up back against the fountain.
Okay, yeah, so you charge in, sword leading the way, and catch this thing, strike at it in the side, and sort of pin the ghostly kimono to the fountain. Miyu,
perfect.
you have an opening. What's up?
And I deal 3 harm.
Okay.
Okay, Ginji, stand real still.
Yeah, sure.
Just like that. Just like that. Just don't move.
Right. Is
And
this
it's
thing,
like
20 feet tall or some shit?
It's
Like Luke
quite
Murphy?
huge, and it is like reaching down to dig like nailed, taloned hands into you as its mouth is stretching wide open into just this black void. It's totally fine, and it's also really cold right here, right now. Really, really cold.
Great, it's fine. I have 2 armor. We're good. Wait.
Okay, so as Ginji is pinning this thing up against the fountain, Miyu steps forward, and her hair starts to billow in invisible anime wind, and I extend my finger in front of me in almost like one single finger gun kind of situation. Yeah, exactly. Like if you've seen a certain scientific railgun, it's that. And a small magic circle starts to form and glow around the tip of my finger, and she closes one eye, and I'm going to try to use magic to inflict harm, which is not quite the same as kicking ass, but and I'm trying to precision, like, go straight over Ginji's head and straight into this thing's mouth.
Okay.
So don't move, Ginji, it's fine.
Yep.
All right.
And you get a +1.
Roll
Plus
and tell
one?
me what you
Okay. That's a 9.
got. Okay.
So it works imperfectly, which means there's a glitch. Okay.
Okay. What might that look like?
So I'm looking at the list of glitches, and I'm leaning towards problematic side effect or the magic draws immediate and unwelcome attention.
Okay.
If you have an idea for immediate and unwelcome attention, I'm open to that. Otherwise,
Maybe like you zap it, and where I was pinning it gets burned away, and so it's not being held down and can go after
free
you.
now. Yeah.
it's free now. Oh, okay. So I think what happens is this then. So I zap it, and that part disappears. And not only can it get away now, but I think Ginji just falls straight forward into the fountain. If you're okay with that.
Absolutely. Yeah.
All right.
It's like, wait, shit.
Yeah. So we see the magic kind of sizzles along this creature, but it also burns away that little chunk of spectral kimono that the sword was pinning down. And Ginji, you feel no longer burdened by this creature. You tumble basically face first into the fountain, and it's cold.
I think we see me like sit bolt upright. What was that for?
Yeah.
She just says the kinishinai thing.
And while you're doing that, the ghost now notices you, and it didn't really like that very much.
I mean, that's fair. Oh, that did 1 harm, by the way.
Okay. Awesome. So we're up to 4. Cool.
So, in my mind's eye, Miyu and Eiko are in kind of the same area towards the edge of, like, they're not, like, in the thick of it because squishy spell slingers.
Yeah.
You know, I don't think Eiko has any armor, but,
Sweet Bab.
so I think if this creature is rushing towards us, Eiko is going to step forward and throw her hands up.
Okay.
Hex, which is use magic.
Ooh, okay. Do it.
Do it.
And that's not great.
What'd
Yeah,
you-
that's. Oh, hang on. Okay, so roll plus weird. Yeah.
Mhm.
What happens when you roll less than a 7? Nothing.
It's a miss.
Yeah.
It's a miss. Oh,
Yeah.
great.
So that's for cast magic,
typically-
right?
6. It was a 6 with my weird.
Yeah. So use magic doesn't have anything for specific on a miss. So
Mhm.
typically,
If-
typically on a miss, the keeper does a move.
Yeah.
And then if there's an on a miss thing, it'll add stuff to
Yeah.
that move.
So, monster moves are it's it doesn't like all this like magical bullshit that you're throwing at it or trying to throw at it, so it's going to attack the one that looks smallest and weakest, which is
Oh,
Eiko.
yay.
Monster is eat kids.
You look tasty. So it just sort of reforms up and coasts through the air, well over the fountain, over your head, Miyu, and it's going right for Eiko. And I think, Risa, you've been chasing this thing for a while. And you lost track of it briefly, but you finally heard that screech in the park and bolted in this direction. And you see it engaged with 3 other bystanders? What would you like to do as it's going for this very small girl?
I am going to grab the nearest thing I can get my hands on and lift and fling it at that thing as hard as I can.
Okay. I seem to recall you wanted to throw a truck, so let's just
Yep.
assume there's a small truck on the side of the street.
Yes, throw a truck at the small child.
Okay, that's 10.
Leave you smash.
So, okay. That is... I need to find the monstrous book.
Because I roll plus weird with my stuff because of how our stuff works.
Okay. So in essence, are we saying we're probably using kick some ass, right? You're just hucking a
Yep.
large, heavy object.
Basically, I decided I wanted to get that thing's attention, so I just
Okay.
turned around, grabbed, and sank my claws in and threw.
Okay. And
Basically, I
what did
just kind of went all Olympian on this thing.
you... Excellent. So what did you roll?
10,
10? Okay.
7 plus 3.
So, you gain the advantage. You can take 1 to forward, or you inflict terrible harm.
Terrible harm sounds good since
Cool.
I'm throwing a freaking truck at it.
Yeah,
Okay.
that seems fair.
Cool. Yeah, I think that'll do the job.
And at the same time as throwing, it's like, get down!
Yeah. So, Eiko, you hear this voice just yell at you to get down, and in moments you just see the shadow come whirring at this creature, and it sort of just blasts it overhead and goes crashing further into the park.
I think I fall on my ass.
It's a valid response.
and just am watching in shock as this occurs.
Yeah, and this creature just kind of, you hear sort of this faint as it fades, and the park is quiet, and you look back the direction it dissipated in, and there's a truck lying on its side, and in the opposite direction is a girl.
Yeah,
And
I think
it's nighttime. I'm in my punkish clothing, so
A person wearing.
I feel like the punk clothing is not our big sticking point at this particular moment.
Yeah. Yeah.
I would run up to Eiko and Miyu and stand in front of them with the sword morning forward.
Oh,
Damn it, there's a second one.
excuse me.
hi, sorry.
Hey,
Did you truck?
is that you?
Yes, you're welcome.
Miyu, what kind of yokai is this?
Oh, actually, that's a good question. Can I find out? what her deal is? That seems like a thing that we can do in this game. Hang on, let me pause for a moment as I remember how Monster of the Week works.
Yeah, we definitely know the rules, everybody.
Oh, actually, I think I have a...
Do you have a thing as expert that lets you?
No, it's only for acting under pressure. So I guess we could like either hand wave this as like investigate a mystery or read a bad situation. This is reading a situation, but
reading
a mildly disconcerting situation.
reading a real fucking weird situation sounds apt to me, and I wish it would let me. Roll 20 is kind of stuck, and I can't see the whole energy. But go ahead and roll it, and tell me what you get.
So that's an 8 plus 2, so 10.
Okay.
Nice.
Okay, well, so the actual things for Rita, in this case, situation, don't super apply in this instance.
I think the investigating questions might apply.
Yeah, that's right. The investigating questions. Okay, so that'd be the same result because it's still plus sharp. So what sort of creature is this? Risa.
Human? Question mark.
Human question mark.
Okay. What? Oh, okay. Here's a question. What is being concealed here? Like, if I know by being a freaking yokai nerd what to look for, can I tell?
Probably. I would think so. You tell me, Lynn, as someone who has studied that stuff.
Considering I was fighting this thing, I do have my gloves off and all that stuff, so.
So there are visible signs. I would say you can tell that it's either like something probably draconic or reptilian or serpentine.
Okay.
So some sort of yokai that is one of those things is clearly in her lineage, at least.
Okay, at that point then, I think making that realization, Miyu kind of shoves Ginji aside, and actually just runs up to Risa. Did you throw that truck? You threw that truck! Are you...
Yeah, that seemed like a good idea at the time. You're making me wonder now.
Miyu actually, tries to grab one of Risa's claws, seeing that they're out. What does this look like on Risa, by the way? What do her claws look like?
Basically, she has almost normal-looking hands, but no nails because that last joint is a claw. Her fingers look the normal length when they're gloved, but that tip is not a tip. It's like, hi, date first.
Okay.
I should have taken my hand back when you're grabbing it.
Well, it's January 25th, and hi, my name's Miyu. How did you what? Sorry.
I just kind of leaned back like, is she always like this?
Ginji is not paying attention. She has the sword and helps Eiko stand up.
Yeah, so Miyu, full stars on her eyes, is basically going to start peppering Risa with questions while this whole thing is going on. Yeah. It's up to Risa whether you respond or not, though.
Starting to walk as she's saying these things. I'm trying to ignore her at this point and just going to try to kick the truck off of where I threw it, just to make sure the thing's gone.
Sure. So you give it a good hard kick and it rolls back out into the street and lands on its wheels again. Looks a little crunchier than it did before. But,
It's got texture now.
Yes.
Yeah.
Someone's going to be very surprised in the morning.
Definitely not a hazard of any kind.
No.
No, it just got into an accident with 2 garbage trucks from opposite ends.
Yes, that's what happened.
One of them was a ghost.
Here's a question for the 3 original club members. Did you all go home to change before you went out on this mission?
This is an anime, no.
You're in your school uniforms?
Yeah.
Please.
Okay.
You think Kokkuri-san gives us time to do stuff like that?
Yeah, for real.
Fair point.
Dun, 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 dun. He goes up. Okay. I have something for you to go do.
Greetings, children.
We were just walking out of the school gate and suddenly
he's just there.
wipes us up and...
Probably. That's fair.
Yeah.
So, Risa, you recognize the school uniforms because it's the school you go to.
I'm just kind of looking at him for seconds, like, what would I roll to realize that this is the weirdo bunch that I hear about down the basement?
I guess that's another, like, read a situation, kind of?
I mean, roll for basic deduction.
Yeah, roll for basic deduction. Just roll and tell me what you get and we'll fucking figure it out.
Or
You've only been at the school for, like, a month. You've heard people talk about some sort of ghost club, but
These kids who were fighting a ghost.
yeah,
maybe-
you weren't
Certainly not.
You weren't really paying attention to the talk.
Yeah. I'm just gonna look at the uniforms like, what the hell are you guys doing out here? I've been chasing that thing for a couple hours now.
Nothing. We just happened to be in the area. Ginji will like sling the sword sort of surreptitiously.
With a great big sword on your back.
Oh,
I'm just kind of eyeballing that sword because I'm like, I don't like that thing.
I'm I'm from the kendo club at Omori High School. President Miyu.
They use steel swords there. I'm pretty sure they're supposed to use bokken.
We Miyu. I only got like this huge scratch on my arm. Arm with this thing.
I
I mean, Miyu's just been sitting back, like, watching him try to lie with just the biggest shit-eating grin on his face.
I'm putting my gloves back on as we're talking, by the by, just in case someone comes by.
Yeah,
Miyu looks a little disappointed.
yeah. Eiko is like using Ginji as a shield and like peering around him this whole time.
As she starts to peek around, I kind of lean in tandem with her and it's kind of like, you're welcome.
Oh, thank you. That could have been bad.
Yeah, it probably would have been. It's already messed up a few folks in this little run.
Really? Well, that sounds super scary and like a thing we shouldn't worry ourselves about, right?
Yeah, like a guy walking around with a big ass sword on his back is nothing to worry about either.
He has a point.
I look at me. I'm like, help.
So, hold on. Why were you chasing this thing anyway?
Yeah.
We ran into each other, had a tiff, and it got scared and ran. So I chased it.
Is this a thing that happens to you a lot?
Actually, no, but it was bothering the building I'm living in. I didn't like it anymore, so I chased it out.
Huh.
So what are you all doing here?
Oh, we were chasing the ghost.
Yep.
Well, looks like you got it, though. I looked at Ginji like, what?
Subtlety? What's that?
We were obviously
We were-
fighting. But yeah.
I'm just kind of looking at the fountains like, well, by the way, I think we should probably like relocate somewhere, maybe at the local Starbucks because someone's going to want to know what happened to that fountain pretty soon.
Not sponsored.
Hashtag not sponsored.
But Starbucks.
We could, yeah.
It's I don't know. You know how in anime they do like the
Yeah,
weird faux branding?
It's
Starlux.
Starlux, yes.
Starlux.
Starlux.
Yes, exactly. Yeah.
With Starlux and McDonald's.
Yeah.
Precisely.
Here's a question for you, OG3.
Mhm.
Which of you kept Kokkuri-san's coin?
Think that was me, wasn't it?
I think it was.
Okay.
It would make sense for it to have been.
Okay.
Yeah. Mia's the one that actually cares about doing this stuff.
Yeah, I think Mia's kind of the one who actually cares about the whole yokai thing.
Right.
The other two are there also for outside reasons.
Yeah. Oh, well, I don't want to be walking around with my uniform like this. So, yeah, I'm gonna, yeah.
Kind of late to make that decision.
I grab Ginji's collar if it looks like he's about to walk off.
Yeah, you like his feet trips a little bit. Miyu!
In your pocket, Miyu, you do feel the coins start to tremble a little bit.
Oh, hang on. Perfect. And okay, is this a thing that we've established is like, is this Kokkuri-san's version of a phone call?
Yeah, kinda. You haven't taught him the benefit of cell phones yet.
I mean,
we
I feel like
got
Ginji probably tried.
We'll
Actually, that's a good question. Has Ginji like tried to teach Kokkuri-san technology at all, or is Ginji just like, what if we don't speak at all unless we absolutely have to?
it's that
but consider for a moment.
Maybe Eiko and Miyu were like, this is texting.
This is a meme.
And Ginji was like, this is me not paying attention.
If I acknowledge that's happening, it means I have to answer him when he tries. So.
If I acknowledge that this is what's going on, then it becomes real. But if I ignore it, it's their problem.
It's totally fine.
I can't see him, he can't see me.
Denial, Ginji superpower.
Yeah.
Honestly, though.
It's
But
a
yes,
custom move we're adding to the chosen playbook for Ginji.
I will co-write that with you.
By all means.
Anyway.
If you roll a 12, you just ascend from reality away from this situation.
You leave the narrative entirely.
Roll to just write yourself the fuck out of this story. Okay,
No, you need to get like a 15 for that.
Within the fiction, though, he says, "Oh, thank goodness," and I take the coin out of my pocket.
You take the coin out of your pocket, and it just sort of bing, flips onto the ground, and in an eruption of blue foxfire, Kokkuri-san is standing amongst all of you.
Couldn't you just roll more?
Well, I was getting worried. It was getting late. Oh, who's this?
That's my question.
Well,
This is our faculty advisor for the Kendo Club.
The faculty advisor looks like a kitsune in his glorious, colorful kimono and his ears and tails.
I just kind of raised my eyebrows for a bit. It's like, so either he's a kitsune or he's an otaku. I'm guessing he's not the latter.
He just in his free time. It's fine.
He's
Ginji's
really good at cosplay.
Super eccentric guy, you know.
Yeah, I'm just kind of pure Ginji again. It's like, did anyone ever teach you how to lie? Just asking.
Did anyone ever teach you how to be nice?
They tried. It failed. So,
All right.
And then
Children. Shh. All right. So, Ghost is gone. That's good. But who is responsible?
Eiko points at Risa.
It was kind of a group effort, but yeah.
Ah.
they got hit by a truck.
He looks to the truck just off the curb. Looks back at Risa. Oh my.
And I kind of like, Miyu kind of walks up and like does like a fake stage whisper thing. Also, I think she's a yokai.
Yes. He pats you on the
How
head.
does it feel like this?
That's more or less correct. She's
Very
at least
good.
halfway there. Who are you, my
It
dear?
looks like you're all the way there.
You're not wrong. Do you have a name?
Maybe, but how about the guy with the gigantic sword give his first? Because he's the one's probably going to get arrested soon if we keep standing around out here.
Oh, this is Ginji
I don't have to
Nakamura.
put up with this.
Miyu looks at, yes, you do.
Yeah.
In any case, you've met my 3 proteges. This is Ginji Nakamura, this is Eiko Sato, and this is Miyu Suzuki. I am Kokkuri-san. Nice to meet you. Your name?
You're Kokkuri-san?
Yes. Did I stutter?
Oh, yeah, you sure not what showed up when I played that game. Anyway, Yamamoto Risa.
Oh. Well, it's a hand it off sort of thing. But anyway, I was on staff when they called. We'll leave it at that.
Right. Okay. So you answer oracles. They run around in parks with very hard to miss swords and whatever that stuff does that she did.
She's really stuck on that sword, isn't she?
Perhaps
Do you need
she's
to look
jealous.
at
Keep that thing away from me.
Oh, I think I see what's going on here. Yes, keep it away from her. That's dangerous. Well,
But you're protecting her now?
well, not really. I would have questions if you decided to start taking your sword out on fellow humans, or mostly humans.
Yeah, sure.
Well, the problem is solved, but we need to clean up a little bit here, so... And he just sort of snaps his fingers, and the fountain is set aright. The truck, you hear just... as it reshapes itself back to normal. And it looks like nothing ever happened in this park.
I need to learn that trick. This will be my old school then.
All right, well, good job, children. I'll see you at club tomorrow.
Can I rain check? I have a big exam I need to study for.
No.
Okay.
And he just vanishes in sort of a reversal of that blue fire. And the coin just plonk, plonks onto the ground.
Well,
Put that away.
yeah, I put that in my pocket. Well, I think that went really well.
Yeah, it sure went something.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Risa.
Yes?
Eiko belatedly bows. It's nice to meet you.
Yeah, nice saving you. Good reflexes, by the way. Usually when I fall down, most people don't.
Eiko just stares at you, kind of petrified.
Hey.
Like definitely like running through the footage in her head of what would have happened if
It's
she
just
hadn't
like
fallen down.
I think we just see a little sweat drop kind of creep into frame, where Eiko's just like.
It does the whole thing, like where she just slowly turns to black and white.
Totally, definitely, yep, definitely did that in response to you shouting. Okay.
I wasn't kidding about that test though, so I'm gonna go home. I'll see you guys tomorrow.
Bye.
Okay, well, see you tomorrow. Don't be late to club.
Okay.
Wow, he sounds real enthused about Kendo Club.
Kendo club, right?
Yeah.
Yes.
Kendo
I'm not buying it. Well, maybe, but I don't think it's a Kendo Club.
So, actually, yeah, we're not a Kendo club. We're kind of a supernatural yokai club. That's kind of our whole thing. We do research and we hunt yokai and we find yokai and we research yokai and it's kind of our whole thing. And
also randomly grab people who are part yokai.
Research.
Yeah, next time you're going to find out just how sharp the claws are. Just letting you know.
Okay, can I see your claws again, please?
No.
Mia looks legitimately disappointed.
She's like, oh.
Okay, well,
The entire focus was
well, okay, still kind of eyeballing the claws.
Yeah.
What? Good.
Go ahead.
I think Eiko like looks like she's about to say something, and then like she like makes eye contact with Risa and just immediately ducks into Miyu's side.
Like, if it makes you feel any better, just pretend they're contacts. That's what I tell everyone else.
Yeah.
Because, yeah, she does have the snake eyes.
Yeah,
Super
when you get a
contact.
closer look at Risa's face, like her eyes are a bit snake-like.
Yeah.
After breaking eye contact that lasts definitely a little bit too long.
Like awkwardly
You come
too
to buy
long.
me a ring.
Call it out, Risa.
Yeah,
Listen, I already ship it. It's fine.
I wasn't gonna say it, but
It's a stream on my channel.
If anyone made a yokai, it's going to be Miyu. We know that.
honestly though, like there was no way Miyu was going to get through this whole thing without dating at least one yokai. Is there any sort of indication on Risa's person of like personal identification sounds weird. I guess I mean more like, can I tell by looking at you that you go to our school?
Not the moment, because
Okay.
I'm dressed in my street
Yeah.
clothes, so.
Okay.
I look like I came out of the nearest club. 'Cause I
Okay.
probably did.
She probably looks. You wouldn't actually take her for a high schooler at a glance because she's.
Oh really?
I imagine she's pretty tall.
Yeah, she's quite tall, and she's got makeup on. She's got the...
She's got
Let's
the full
just
Yankee
say
aesthetic.
Yeah.
Don't think she'd be allowed inside any of their houses in this outfit, so...
Yeah. Yeah. I think she's. It sounds like she's rocking the Yankee aesthetic.
Yeah.
Okay.
Excellent.
In that case, yeah, I guess in that case, well, I have to go write up a report about this whole thing. But I'm sure we'll see you around. And with one kind of lingering look at the gloves that are hiding those claws, Miyu just kind of turns and, come on, Eiko.
Thank you very much for your help today. Bows as she's back.
You're welcome. Damn, they're weird.
And with that, you all part ways and head home for the night, and we will carry on to the next morning. So, at school, specifically at Omori High School, it's just another day. You two, okay, so club kids.
Mhm.
Do you tend to hang out in class during class, or do you kind of keep your separate? Do you have separate friend circles you hang around, or are you your friend circle?
Eiko definitely gloms on to one of these two. It's
Yeah. Like, I get straight up loner vibes off of Miyu, I think.
Miyu and Hanako, I think, were very, very
Yeah.
good friends.
Yeah. I
And
don't
that
know
was
that she
why
has a lot of
Ginji
friends
hung out
beyond
with them,
that.
I think.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Correct.
Ginji strikes me as the kind of person who probably would have friends beyond.
Right. Well, and
Hanako,
Miyu and I were friends from way back, if I remember
Yeah.
correctly.
Yeah.
That's how I met Hanako.
Yeah.
Oh, that's right. Yes.
Yeah. So you've all
but-
been kind of friends for a long time.
But Ginji's got too cool, so he definitely has like a social
Yeah.
circle of like probably the cool kids
Yeah.
that he
Yeah.
hangs out.
Yeah, he's like the popular, pretty smart seaman guy, so everybody seems to like him, or at least wants to get in his good graces. Eiko is the shy, gloomy girl, I take it.
she has zero cool. So
Sweet
Plan
bad.
and too weird. So people probably tend to skirt around her and
Yeah.
not really interact with
Do we
her.
get like a cutaway to her first day at school? She sits down across from someone and goes, Hi.
Oh, she's just straight up Sawako from Kimi ni Toroke. Oh my god.
Sweet girl.
She just like there's like this air of gloom that hangs
Yeah.
around her constantly wherever she goes.
Okay. Yep.
Yeah.
Oh.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So it's just another day in homeroom. Everybody's kind of chatting amongst themselves. And as per the norm, Hijikata Sensei walks in exactly on time, sets his stuff down with a thunderous crash, and announces the beginning of class loudly in his usual commanding tone. And you all begin class, and those who did not do the homework are taken to task quite severely and find themselves standing outside of the classroom the rest of the time.
Oh boy.
Which is pretty normal. And all goes well enough. Then you break for lunch, and I think as you're all headed out to get some food, you three stumble on a vaguely familiar figure in the hallway that you recognize from last night, except she's definitely dressed differently today. She's actually in some variation of the school uniform.
Ginji definitely doesn't recognize her.
Oh, does Kinji have like
True.
serious face blindness problem? Is he basically Heisuke?
He's hella tired too. Like he stayed up super late studying for that test, so it's just
sweet
a
boy.
zombie day. It was like, hey.
Yeah. So you see, you all see Risa, and she's talking with a much smaller, slighter boy who you think you recognize. He's a first year. You all are in like your second year at the high school, so he's a year behind you. And they're kind of hanging out together, chatting.
I'll say it may look kind of like bullying because Risa's being so much taller than he is.
Yeah, she's like way taller than he is, and well, her tendency to talk sharply seems to carry here as well, and he just sort of tends to look a little. He's like Eiko, but a boy. Honestly, just less creepy. And you know this boy is his name is Toyosaka, Shingo Toyosaka.
We take stock of the situation. If nobody else notices, Eiko tugs on like Miyu sleeve or something and points.
I just bolt. Just like full on, like she points and like and turns to Eiko and Ginji and goes, "It's her! It's her!" And Miyu kind of takes off towards this whole situation. I'm like not even noticing Toyosaka at first.
Mm-hmm.
I think more it's being like yokai friend.
Realize belatedly that Miyu may not have been the person to point the situation out to.
Whoops!
You late?
Oops! Shit. Yeah. So Risa, you you walked to school today as usual with Toyosaka because you two are neighbors, and you bore witness as usual. He's now without food for lunch because he gave it to another student who desperately needed it, or so they said.
You know that you need to eat too, yeah?
I know. They said they didn't have any, so
That's their problem. It's not up to you to solve everything, you know?
I know, but well, what was I supposed to do? They wouldn't go away.
Then you ignore them until they do, or you start eating it. Take your pick.
It's okay. I'll just get something on the way home. I'm fine.
At that point, I'm just kind of reaching in my bag because I always pack quite a bit of food, actually, for this exact freaking reason.
You pack like 2 lunches because you know he's gonna need one.
And I just I pull it out and just kind of plunk it on his head. Eat it. And if I catch you giving it to anyone else, so help me, I will force feed the next one to you.
Okay. Thanks, Yamamoto-senpai. He takes it and unwraps it and starts nibbling on it. And you bore witness to at least the last little chunk of this conversation as you run up, Miyu.
Quick thing. Are the others following me, or did y'all just
Yes.
leave me to run
Yes.
the next round?
It's like,
No,
what
we're
a-
following you.
I mean,
Yes.
I would not judge you if you decided to leave well enough alone, however.
No, Ginji's following sleepily.
Ginji, you're like hoping you can get a coffee from the vending machine before lunch is over.
we think Ginji's following to follow this whole situation. Ginji's actually just walking towards the vending machine that's right past them.
Yeah.
No.
But you're close enough at the vending machine as you're getting your coffee to overhear all of this.
Yeah.
Risa!
I'm turning quick, and I'm turning just enough so Shingo can't see my face. The look I'm giving them is just like, and lips sealed tight, like, no, say nothing.
Like the white line draw behind your
Yamamoto-senpai? Are these friends of yours?
Just kind of bumped into him last night.
Oh.
Well,
Hey, Miyu's friend, nice to meet you. And like hold out a hand.
Hi. I'm Shingo Toyosaka, class A1.
I didn't see you there. Hi. I moved the
that
hand
happens
away.
a lot.
Work.
I'm just kind of looking at Ginji for a moment, and just kind of like, how many fingers am I holding up?
I think he shakes the kid's hand like awkwardly long, like he just keeps.
Just like he just lets you. He's just like he doesn't know how to say, "Can you let go of me?"
Squints over at your hand. Say 3.
I just kind of nudge him aside and buy the strongest coffee in that vending machine and plunk it in his hands.
Now he has 2 coffees.
I think you need extra.
Where did you come from, Mr. Coffee? Oh.
We just see Ginji in the background, just like
Yeah.
Double fisting coffee.
yeah. While the
for
conversation
the
is
rest
going
of the
on.
scene, Ginji is just in the background.
Yeah.
doing
We
a
just
full-on
have
coffee
like a cheapy Ginji just knocking back coffees.
Yep.
Yeah, as that's going, I'm looking at the others and see me now in this outfit. There are some differences because, for one, I do actually have shoes on, not the slippers.
Mm.
But I've also got, as you might notice, I'm not wearing socks. I'm wearing wrappings around my ankles, bandages, and I got the same around my hands. You know, they're gloves, but there's a little bit of bandage coming up out of the glove to go on the arm. Basically, it looks like a burn.
reasons.
Yeah.
Uh-huh.
In condition.
Yep, definitely. Sensitive skin. So, after getting his hand shaken for an awkwardly long time.
I'm just picturing Ginji just starting to drink with the one hand and still shaking with the other.
He's like just forgotten he's shaking this kid's hand.
Absolutely. He'll keep doing it until somebody stops him.
Okay. I think
Risa finally just kind of reaches over and goes,
yeah.
Then he's just facing a corner, drinking coffee and shaking hands.
you know, you could take your hand back every now and again. You know that?
Is he okay?
I think he's just tired.
Oh.
Turns like half-lidded, smiles, thumbs up. Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah.
Oh.
Someone
hey.
save this boy.
I recognize all of you. You're from the Ghost Club.
Oh,
What have you heard, kid?
Suddenly he's awake.
I mean, oh, sorry. That's just what people call it. It's actually the folklore club, right?
Folklore club, huh?
Folklore club.
Yeah.
Like, yeah, folklore club.
Yeah, it's that new club that Takeda-sensei started a couple months ago. It was before you got here, Risa. Yamamoto-senpai. Sorry.
Call me Risa, I don't care.
Ginji will like slide across frame to be standing behind me. I thought no one knew about that.
Miyu, we have a shot of a montage of Miyu being like the very least subtle about this whole ghost club thing. Asking questions to everyone who like mentions like a random like, oh, this weird thing happened to me on the subway. Like, well,
Ghost Club's on the case.
Right yeah.
Flips
Like,
open
actually,
my wallet. There's like a little ghost club badge.
Actually, I think like when this kid mentioned Ghost Club, like I think like Miyu and Eiko have like what you know like that anime thing where they have like a pose like predetermined that they do.
Yeah.
I think the second he like Miyu and Eiko just fucking like
Involuntarily,
like as a reflex.
completely as a reflex. Miyu has trained Eiko well.
You there! God. These
So,
nerds.
yeah.
A banner unfurls behind us.
Funny.
In the middle of this, is just Ginji just standing there like, what?
Yep.
This is coffee.
You're supposed to.
Oh.
Oh.
You're supposed to do the post. Ginji. Oh, you really are tired.
I was really curious. It sounds like fun. I'm not in any clubs, but
It sounds like fun. Montage of all of the horror.
God.
I guess that does beg a question though. Like, has Kokkuri-san like given us any sort of like instructions as far as like letting people in?
Yeah.
They are subject to an approval process. the process of which only Kokkuri-san knows.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm just kind of looking down at Shingo. It's like, you get scared at a haunted house. As in the professional kind, not an actual haunted house.
Well, yeah, but that's sort of the point, right?
We're full up on members right now,
Oh, well, that's
right, Miyu?
Well, I think we can make one. I think we have an opening for one person potentially, assuming Kokkuri-san let us
no openings.
approves the application.
You hear from behind you as a teacher looms over you.
Miyu looks devastated.
Sorry,
Well,
but we're
so
full
Shingo-
up.
Oh my fucking god, Jess!
Maybe next year, kiddo. And he walks on. And that was Takeda-sensei.
The sensei, not Kokkuri-san.
Nope.
Definitely not.
And that
Definitely.
mug definitely had a
Yes.
really stupid-looking fox doodle on it.
I thought it canonically said meow, which honestly would be just as fitting.
Also possibly valid.
Is meow Japanese onomatopoeia for cat sounds? Because if not, I think it'd be better if it's just the English meow.
He likes tacky stuff, so it's either going to be like a mug that says #1 teacher in English, or it'll just say weird English words.
I really like the idea that it's just legit saying meow.
Okay. It does.
It's just so nonsensical.
So
He has a
God.
mug that's an inspiration teacher.
Yep. Yep.
there are many things Kokkuri-san is. Inspirational teacher is not one that comes immediately.
Well.
Good
I mean,
English
a case could be
also
made.
not either.
Nope.
Okay, so I'm gonna get lunch before the break is over.
Well, it was nice meeting you guys. Good luck on your ghost hunts.
Thank you.
Yeah, nice to meet you again, Miyu's friend. He holds his hand out to Risa.
I
Completely.
just
like-
kind of gave a snicker at the whole ghost hunt thing. Then as soon as he's holding his hand out, I just kind of look at it like he's offering a demon's claw from hell.
I just transition to a thumbs up. All right.
Ginji, let's go get you some food, okay?
Food is good.
Like steering him gently away.
Yeah. It's you all.
He'll say-
Lately, Eiko has a license in Ginji piloting when he's in this state.
he'll
Clearly.
say-
Oh,
He'll say,
Ginji handler.
"Bye, small friend," to like the trash can as they walk by.
Oh, it's Toyosaka.
Yeah.
Thank you.
I looked at you and go, don't have to be like him.
Well, I'm definitely not going to stay up that late cramming. That seems bad.
Yeah, you can say that again. Now, come on. You're going to eat, and I'm going to make sure you don't give it away this time.
Okay. Thank you. And you two go and find a spot on the stairs to sit and eat lunch, as you tend to do.
So at some point after lunch, do we have like is there like a designated club meeting time?
Yeah.
Or we're supposed to go to our clubs and do
Yeah,
that?
I imagine your club meeting time is pretty much right after school. So you have, for you, Ginji, it is probably, you go to not Ghost Club, but the Folklore Club.
Yes.
And then immediately jet off to cram school for a couple hours, and then you all meet up to go do whatever it is Kokkuri-san told you to do that day.
and it's been like this for months.
Has there been like a significant amount of the thing I want you to do today is go to this shrine and do nothing for 4 hours?
Yeah, there's been some of that.
Once it was like an errand to like
Go to the
like-
grocery store.
exactly
Yeah.
I
exactly.
need specific ingredients. And there's like, thank you. These are my groceries.
Yep. Yep.
This is like there's like a snack food that he's just obsessed with right now.
Yes,
Yeah,
he is
there was
very.
definitely like a hunt for this very specific rare kind of snack. kind of
Oh yes,
situation.
he is absolutely like you are frequently sent on errands to go and get the finest inari sushi you can find. Because he is a kitsune and that is their favorite.
Great.
Now I'm just picturing at least once they were told to take it somewhere else, and then they met a lady kitsune and realized that they were basically facilitating a date.
Probably.
That sounds like our February episode is what that sounds like.
Oh my God.
He did at least
Professor-
once try to ask you to pick up sake for him and realized that apparently that's not a thing you can do, so he was very sad about that. But yeah, it's been a variety of things. Usually he's sent you to grocery store locations, not telling you exactly what to go there for. Presumably there's a supernatural occurrence in need of investigation that just happens to occur in the sushi aisle. And while you're there, could you please pick up some inari sushi?
Yeah, that'd be like some itty bitty yokai that we have to deal with. And then like,
Yeah, so it's been a lot of that. Last night was one of the first really dangerous situations you got yourselves into in quite a while. So, as club assembles, Miyu, I think the clubhouse is essentially your haven, is it not?
Yeah, I basically live here when I'm not actually at home, I think. Yeah, so I think okay. So we have a clubhouse theme? Is that the thing we have?
Kind of. It's the serious business theme.
It's a very serious business for me.
Yeah. So I think as we started the scene, Miyu is actually like sitting at we have like some like weirdly elaborate and like very like I think it's actually kind of like Western, just inexplicably elaborate fancy writing desk in here, and Miyu is sitting at it writing up a report of the mission we went on yesterday.
Mhm.
In like a really fancy like black feather quill.
Sure. Sure. Yeah,
Yeah.
you've got an assortment of
There are so many magic circles in this place. So many.
yes. And so I imagine Eiko is probably next to arrive. Ginji, how late are you to this club?
Pretty late. He drags himself in like maybe 15 minutes late.
Okay.
I think he actually, if he was more than 5 minutes late, I think he would have started receiving like
you text him
so many
relentlessly.
texts, so many texts.
Just picturing, hey, where are you? Hey.
They're like,
Where are you?
switched, like all caps, hey, like about like 5 minutes in.
Yeah.
Okay. Did you die?
Ginji, are you okay?
Text yes for no, text for help.
Yes, like Ginji will stumble in. Hey, I'm on time, right?
Not quite.
Not even a little bit. Didn't you get my texts?
He pulls out his phone. It's like a flip phone, so he flips it, and then we just get like a huge bubble. Like,
Exactly.
of notifications.
Yep.
Yeah. Sorry. He just flips the phone.
And I
Okay.
think there's like, this is one of those doors where there's like the sort of like frosted glass window in it, so you can see silhouettes as people approach or pass by, and you see one approaching, and then the door opens and it's Takeda Sensei. As soon as the door shuts, that illusion just completely vanishes, and Kokkuri-san is standing there. But he still has his mug of tea? Coffee? You're not sure.
Meow. Meow.
Late as usual, I see, Ginji.
You just got here.
I was waiting for you. I was going to drag you here if you weren't arriving on your own.
Did you just like he does the like neck drops and head tilts forward and like looks at the door? Why weren't you waiting in here?
I can be anywhere I want. All right,
He'll go.
so
There's like a folding chair. He'll go sit in.
he sachets onward towards a corner that is clearly his because it is as traditionally Japanese as you could possibly imagine.
Like some pillows, like little
We're
lamp.
not sure where the tatami came from, but there's a whole array of tatami laid out. There's a couple of shoji screens stacked in the corner. Some pillows, a little like kotatsu for when it's cold, and tea and a pipe, which he reclines and takes up the pipe. The smoke seems to just disappear on its own. It's very strange.
Oh.
Well, explain to me everything that happened last night.
Well,
Miyu looks at the very long report she just wrote and sets it back down. There's
You can-
only
you can
one
put
day.
that
One
in
of
the-
these days he'll read my reports. One of them.
You can put that in the file folder, dear. I'll read it later. Give me the abridged version.
There was a ghost, and it was creepy. And then Mia made me hit it, and then she zapped it, and then it tried to eat Eiko, and then, oh right, and then that person showed up. Yep.
She threw a. I think she threw a truck at it.
do a check.
Yeah.
Oh yes, the snake girl.
Yes. What is she, by the way?
That's not important right now. But
What?
It's worth keeping an eye on her. Fortunately, it seems she goes to this school, so.
Wait, really?
You said hello to her like 2 hours ago.
I did?
Yeah.
When was that?
This was during
Lunch.
lunch.
The girl
You
with
had-
the bandages on her hand to hide the claws.
Wait, your friend? That was... Can't believe you're friends with that girl.
Oh,
Well, Miyu gives him a look, but does not deny the friend's comment.
I mean, we just love her here.
Kokkuri-san is just watching, smoking his pipe.
This is his sitcom.
Yeah.
He doesn't even have to do anything. They'll just do this all on their own.
Pretty much.
Well, she's here now, though. Shouldn't we? And she's clearly some kind of yokai. Shouldn't we talk to her?
No.
But we're a ghost club or folklore club.
Is she a ghost?
Well, she's a yokai of some kind. I think.
Specifically, she has yokai lineage. She is ultimately human. There's a difference.
Well, that sounds like ultimately she's somebody else's problem.
She threw a truck at one of the ghosts we were hunting.
Yeah, whatever. That's not a big deal.
Oh
Are you
dear,
jealous?
is our chosen
No,
hero?
of course not.
Is our chosen hero a little jealous?
Ginji, you help.
Why would I be jealous of her? She's a jerk. I'm not. I have friends, and she's just throws trucks or something. What did you want us to do?
You have the night off. I just wanted to say hello.
What?
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 When's the last time that happened?
You don't remember.
Why couldn't you just text us that? I wouldn't even have to be here.
This thing?
Yeah, it has letters. You don't just have to use the emoji.
Oh, I can't figure this out.
Ginji just like looks at Eiko and Miyu like, you had one job.
He's kind of fiddling with it, and then you see like the flash go. Oh, what? What did I do?
You took a photo, Kokkuri-san.
Oh. Well, where is it?
And Eiko like resignedly goes over and like pulls up his gallery for him. And this is not the first time this has happened.
There's a lot of pictures of like
Photos and...
nothing and weirdness and yeah.
I mean, like, I feel like we could at least.
Okay.
I'm not gonna be responsible for teaching Kokkuri-san how to selfie. That's not a thing that I'm doing.
I'm gonna go home and sleep for 1,000,000 years.
Well, no, you're gonna sleep until club tomorrow. You're not missing club.
1,000,000 years. He just sort of drifts toward the door.
We'll see you tomorrow. On time.
Yes, Takeda-sensei.
Kokkuri-san? Takeda-sensei's out there.
Genji will like quickly open the door and step out it. Yep, sure thing.
Oh, he's difficult. Well, my dears, you're free to go as well if you wish.
Thank you, Kokkuri-san.
We'll sort out the girl if it becomes a problem.
If you say so. And Miyu walks back over to the desk and resumes writing her report. Clearly not gonna leave this club room.
Okay.
Like, it's not like I have anything else to do.
You should be studying.
No, this is ghost hunting time.
Yep.
I think Eiko hangs out for a little while.
Mm-hmm.
But she does ultimately go home once she realizes there's truly nothing to be done here.
Yeah.
Unless there's something that Miyu would like her help with. Or something like that.
Okay.
Or,
So I think ultimately, once it gets late enough in the evening that you know you need to go home, Miyu, you do.
Mhm.
And really, you basically end up taking Kokkuri-san with you since he's staying with you anyway.
Oh yeah. That's definitely a thing.
Yeah. You do not walk home with Takeda-sensei because people would ask a lot of questions.
That would get so many
Yeah.
looks.
Yeah, that'd go places.
Yep. But you walk home with the coin in your pocket, and when you get home to your grandmother, he pops back out, and she just likes this nice friend that comes and visits.
He doesn't turn into some like unnaturally tall high schooler for the walk home.
Not today.
Okay.
Not today. Perhaps
How much shit does he want to start on this day in particular?
Yes.
Yeah.
Um.
I mean, I don't think it would be better if Miyu was seen walking home with just a variety of various tall high school boys.
Oh God, different one every day.
Yeah.
Oh god!
I mean, he would definitely get bored, so...
Yep. So, and the evening carries on with no remark. However, further off in the neighborhood, in the apartment complex where you live, Risa, you heard the door next door to you open and close, and you had heard Shingo calling to his mother that he was going out and would be back a little bit later. It's a lot later. Like 11 p.m. later. And you never heard him come back.
Well, first thing I'm doing is going over and knocking on her door.
Yeah. Which, as you go to knock, the door sort of like opens inward before your hand even hits the door. And his mother's, "Oh, Yamamoto-san. I was just about to come over and see if Shingo was with you."
I was about to ask you the same things. I didn't hear him come back.
He hasn't come back, and he hasn't called or sent a text or anything. I'm getting very worried. Did he happen to say anything to you at school today about any plans or anything he had?
No, all I heard was he's going to be staying home to study. I'll go take a look for him.
Are you sure?
Yeah.
Oh, all right. Please be safe. You have your phone with you, right?
As you can see, no one's ever messed with me. I am indeed in my streetwear, so...
Of course. Thank you so much, dear. I appreciate it. But
No problem.
If you don't find him, just come right back so we can call the police.
Sure thing. Did he say anything about where he was going?
He said he was going out for a little while with some friends. Nakahara-san? Which you know is just one of the other students in his class. Not a friend he's ever mentioned, though.
Yeah, my lips are just kind of drawing thin. That's like, I think I know what's going on. I'll get him home soon.
Are you? What's
He
going
probably
on?
got hauled off to an arcade somewhere to act as someone's piggy bank.
All right, thank you. I'll wait for your call.
Yeah, sure thing. I'll get him back home as soon as I can.
All right. And she goes back inside.
And as I'm going down the stairwell, with only minimal violence.
So
Would this be a good time for start of mystery moves?
yeah,
Mm.
I think everybody can do your start of mystery moves. We'll swing around.
See.
Does Risa have any as a monstrous?
I don't believe so, no.
Okay,
Most of
Ooh.
hers are just kind of set in passive.
sure.
That's XP.
What'd you get?
I got a 4.
Oh.
Oh.
Fine, I earned XP.
Yay.
So on a miss, something bad is going to happen to you.
Oh no. Okay.
Yeah.
Ginji!
Ginji.
Yes. I have only missed this move.
Okay. Sweet.
That is a propose somehow. It's
Yeah, for real.
really
Okay.
excellent.
All right.
I mean, it's a -1 weird, so.
Oh, yeah, he's not super weird. So Ginji, you, I'm guessing, have cram school until pretty late a lot of nights, don't you?
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
So you're probably walking home from cram school, which takes you rather unfortunately close by the Togon Cemetery, which, whatever, it's a cemetery, it doesn't matter to you.
People die.
Yeah, they gotta go somewhere, right? But this particular night, as you're walking by, you hear a lot of screaming coming from the cemetery. You hear several boys shouting and screaming. It's kind of indistinct. You can't like make out what they're saying.
Sound like boys being shitheads screaming, or like?
Sounds like boys terrified and running, kind of screaming.
I look each way down the street for a police officer, and I'm assuming I don't see one.
No, not really.
Yeah. So I like look. Crap. And pull out my phone and text our group chat with Miyu and Eiko. Screaming cemetery. Going to look. And then like a sad face. It's the crazy face.
Yeah. And this, I will say, this cemetery is a location that you all would know of. You don't need to make any like knowledge checks or anything. It's
Okay.
in your neighborhood. And it's got a lot of urban legends around it. It's also it's a favorite spot of the high schoolers to go do test of courage kind of bullshit.
Of course.
Have any of us been here before? Like, to
He has.
do that kind of?
Yeah. Ginji's cool. He's been here.
He's definitely been there. This is probably in his first year he went there.
Yeah.
Oh! What if Eiko came along to one a while back and ended up just scaring people? Like, Eiko was the test of courage.
Eiko was the test of courage. That is absolutely true. I mean, yeah, there's something going on with her, so.
So I'm going to give you guys this information in the chat about the cemetery.
Oh, wow.
Just so you have it.
Ooh. Fun times.
Yep. But who else has some start of mystery moves? Okay. Eiko, why don't you go ahead and do yours?
I rolled a 5.
You get XP.
My experience.
Mark experience. I'm trying. Like I'm having a hawing over whether or not I want to mark a luck. Or I
Okay.
have opportunities to do that already.
Are you gonna mark a luck or?
Yeah, I'll mark a luck.
Okay.
That becomes a 12.
Okay.
Does luck refresh on a session basis, or?
I don't remember. I'd have to double check.
Okay.
Unless somebody in chat knows and wants to tell us. So, with a 12, what does your move net you?
I take a +1 forward to prevent it coming true, and mark experience to stop it. I get a detailed vision of something bad that is yet to happen.
Okay. Although you are not at the cemetery or even anywhere remotely near it, Eiko, you are sitting there in your house. What does Eiko do in her free time?
I think she's not sure what she does. It's been so long since she's had a free night.
Is she just like sort of sitting awkwardly watching TV or something?
Yeah, something like that, or like reading a book or something. Mom's
Okay.
not home yet.
Yeah. Mom's not home yet. Someone is definitely there with you. We'll talk about him later.
Yeah. We.
Are they like conspicuously off camera?
Yeah.
Uh-huh.
Exactly.
Yeah.
I think like she gets the text from Ginji, and that's probably one of the first things she does. Is it takes a moment to turn up the volume, if you will, and see what she hears.
Okay. So yeah, you're sitting there. We see from off screen a hand clad in what looks like a black kimono, probably setting some tea down beside you. and then we hear someone kind of walk off quietly. And your house is older and a little bit more traditional styled, right? Yeah. And we hear the creak of the floorboards as they step away. And though you are not at the graveyard, you get a vision. You see a handful, probably like half a dozen boys from your school, one of whom you definitely recognize because you met him earlier today. You see Shingo Toyosaka amongst a couple of older boys, probably some boys that are in your actual class, and then a couple other first years, and like one or two girls all together creeping through the cemetery, and they're walking, and you hear them saying, okay, left, then straight, then right, then left, and left. And they're walking amidst these. And they come to a tree, this large kind of like Zelkova tree that is just over this open area in the cemetery. And one of the branches looks like at some point it probably got broken off and sort of grew itself back around and is a little bit unusual looking. And they're all sort of creeping there, and then they stop some distance away. And one of those older boys kind of gives a shove to Shingo and is like, go on, get it. If you go under there and you make it back, you're good. And then one of the other boys is like, hey, I heard there's supposed to be some sort of buried treasure under the tree, too. It's like she left a diamond ring or something. See if you can find it, Shingo.
The mocking voice of boys teasing someone smaller and younger than them. Oh, I'm gonna get Miyu to give them a stern talking to later because I definitely won't do it myself.
Gonna do murder.
What?
What?
Gonna do a murder?
I mean, if I burn enough luck, I might.
Oh god.
Yeah, I checked the playbook, and it looks like luck does not refresh until you like level up 5 times or something, and even then it's like optional to recover a single one.
Nice.
That's
Don't
fine.
run out of, yeah, so make your luck count.
Yep.
Cool. So, and after some goading, you see Shingo looks really reluctant. He looks terrified. He does not want to be here at all. But after some goading, he's like, okay, I'll look. And you watch, kind of, it almost feels as if you're, at a far distance at this point, and you see him walking toward the tree and crouching down under the arch for a long minute. And above the arch, you see the spectral form of a woman in clothes from like probably the 50s or some time ago. Her hair is kind of cut in a bob, and she has this dark rope bruise mark along her neck. And she reaches down, and you see him look up, and you hear a shriek, and you snap from the vision.
I think she bolts up and goes to the door, and like in one long stream, is like, gotta go to Kyle, gonna go fight a ghost, or whatever it is that she tells him.
What?
I just
Eiko!
4 slams.
And
Gone.
you leave Takao in your house to mind it and run to go find Miyu, I presume?
Gonna go find Miyu.
Okay.
Yeah, I think we have a shot of Eiko and Miyu like just almost literally running into each other. As Miyu is running like with her cell phone in front of her, like mid texting. Yeah.
And she's like breathlessly telling Miyu exactly what she saw as they're running along.
Yeah. So Miyu, you're getting the play-by-play of this terrifying vision. And Risa, you checked the arcade. It was closed, and no boys to be had there. You do remember overhearing earlier in the day, a couple of the kids were talking about doing the test of courage later that night. You didn't think Shingo was a part of it, but there's just some part of you right now that has a real bad feeling as you come away empty-handed from the arcade.
God, don't be there. You dumbass.
So you make your way toward home, like in that general direction. And you see 2/3 of the Ghost Club running full tilt toward the cemetery.
Hey. What's got you two in such a rush?
Miyu turns around and is now jogging backwards. No time to talk. Ghost in the cemetery now. Do you want to come?
Have you seen
might need
Shingo?
trucks.
Yeah, we might need trucks. Shingo, he's there. I saw him. Sort of.
At that point, I'm taking off, and it's up to them to keep up with me if they want to, or whatever.
Okay.
All right.
So you two, as you explain that, Risa just bolts past, like, pretty much between you and starts going at a dead run for the cemetery.
I'm small and my legs are short.
The entire time, just got something going, that stupid, idiot!
And,
Dumbass.
yeah, as we see you all running to make your way there, I think we will take a short break, refill drinks, everybody stretch your legs. And when we come back, we'll see what happens in the graveyard.
Oh, no trucks. We both owe a monument.
Yes, desecrate
This will surely be fine.
graveyard
Desecrate the
property.
haunted graveyard. Yes.
That'll
Great
be fine.
plan.
Nothing bad will come of that whatsoever.
What could possibly go wrong?
Okay.
And we're back for more of whatever this is.
Random flying objects.
Monster of the week in the style of an anime show. Basically. Yes, so when we last left off, our kids were rushing to Togon Cemetery because, Ginji was headed home from cram school and heard a whole lot of screaming, which was somewhat disconcerting. It was the scared kind of screaming, not the guys being assholes kind of screaming.
Yeah.
So he went to go check it out, as is his duty as a member of the Ghost Club. Folklore Club. Officially. And texted Miyu, the president of the
Ghost Club.
Folklore Club. The Ghost Club. She's fine with that.
The name of the group chat is definitely Ghost Club.
No, there's just a long-standing war over the name of the group chat. Like, it changes at least 3 times every day.
Yeah. Officially, it is the Folklore Club because Takeda Sensei, who is definitely not Kokkuri-san in disguise, had to put something that sounded reasonably educational on the paperwork to get it to pass. But he really doesn't care what you call it, as long as you're there and you do what he tells you to do. That's the long and short of it.
Sounds about right.
But Eiko was at home and received a vision of what was going on in the cemetery. So we got a closer cut of what Ginji was headed toward seeing and what he heard the screaming about, and discovered that Shingo Toyosaka, one of your underclassmen of first year, was there with a bunch of boys, and they were doing a test of courage, and he was goaded into effectively provoking a ghost by disturbing something in its area, while Risa was looking for her next door neighbor, one Toyosaka Shingo, whose mother was very concerned because he had gone out with friends and had not been seen, and it was getting very late at night. So you've all converged and are at the cemetery. The screaming has long since subsided, Ginji.
Ginji did not wait.
Yeah.
Ginji would not wait for them.
Okay. So you are somewhere in the cemetery. You tried to follow the sounds of the screaming in general. But it's kind of died down.
Phrasing?
Huh?
Died down? No. Quiet? Maybe?
It's died down.
Patience.
Double down, though.
What is Ginji doing while the girls are rushing to the cemetery?
Ginji would be heading directly in, and are there hedges or something that obscure vision and stuff?
Because this is a typical graveyard, as you see in Japan, a lot of these stone monuments are pretty tall. So quite a few of them could obscure vision, and there's hedges and there's trees around and such in the green. So yeah, it's not necessarily easy to navigate. You had to do a lot of, circumventing around areas and following paths to even get close to where the screaming was before you sort of lost track of it.
Aren't they usually tiered too?
They can be.
Yeah, I think he'll be walking through and yelling out "Hey, hello, anyone there? I would like to look around and read a bad situation."
Okay, go for it.
So I'm gonna roll plus sharp.
Roll with that sharp.
A 7 and 9. So on a 7 to 9, you read a bad situation, hold 1. Okay, so I can ask a question. What's the best way to protect the victims?
Oh, the best way to protect the victims. Find them quickly.
So, like, if I can find them, then
If you can
I'll have
find them, they should be all right. If you can get to them in time.
Okay. I'm gonna shout out, "Hey, I'm trying to help you, but if I can't find you, I can't do anything."
And as you're shouting that, you hear, "Hello? Who's there?" From not too far up the path.
Do I recognize the voice from some strange talking trash can that I'm pretty sure I saw earlier?
No.
Okay,
This
different.
is a female. This is a distinctly girlish voice.
Okay.
You might. She sounds like she's probably your age or close. You know, she sounds like she might be a high schooler.
It's Nakamura from Omori. Where are you?
Nakamura!
Stuff.
And you hear footsteps pounding against the grass, and you see a girl with her hair in twin tails, and you recognize this as one of your classmates. This is Kana Haruna. She's in your class. She hangs out with kind of your friend circle. You know her passingly well.
Oh, Kana-chan.
Nakamura-san. What
Where's
are you?
everybody else? I heard screaming.
We were doing a test of courage. Nakahara wanted to do it. You know how he is.
God damn it, Nakahara.
We had that one little first year guy with us. Toyosaka?
At this point, do I see a vague, dreamy image of a trash can?
Yes, you remember the name.
Oh. Ah, crap. Okay. Do you know where they are?
We had toward the big tree in section 13. I don't know. We all scattered and ran. I don't know where any of them are.
How closer to the entrance are we?
You're probably about halfway off. Section 13 though is pretty far back.
Right. It's just a question of like if I want to send her back to the entrance alone or have her stick with me.
Mm-hmm. You didn't encounter anything that felt off or weird on
Yeah,
your way in, so it was reasonable to assume it's probably safe to send her back.
Did you see something?
Well, we were all waiting. I mean, we all done it before. You did it, remember?
Yeah, twice.
Yeah, that was so cool.
I mean, not that it's a big deal or anything,
I
but
know it was totally cool. I remember that the second time. But like, I don't know. Toyosaka walked up and stupid Koichi told him to get the treasure or whatever that was buried under the tree, so he did. And when he crouched down, there was a ghost. I don't know what happened. I ran away before I saw any more. It's freaked me out.
Can I, based on this and maybe some other questions, can I try and like investigate the mystery and like try and glean some information about this? Like between what she's saying and like vague memories of Miyu saying stuff.
Yeah, vague memories, and also like the urban legends surrounding this cemetery are pretty well known. Even someone like you who basically doesn't care about this stuff, you've probably heard people talk about it because it's what gets talked about when you all go here for this test of courage nonsense.
Okay. Then I will roll plus sharp.
Yeah.
And I'm gonna. Can I? This is based on. Yeah, I acted on my answers. So can I get +1 from my read a bad situation on this?
Yeah.
Okay. +1. Submit. Let's see if it works. Nope. I need to not type the plus. That's right. I forgot. Let's try that again. 10. All right. On 10 plus, I get to ask 2 questions.
Okay.
Okay. Perfect. What can hurt it? Like, oh, actually, no. What is being concealed here?
Okay. I will say you have one of the rumors you heard, and in fact, it was probably Kana who told you this story because she's into creepy romantic things like this.
Oh, no.
There is a ghost known to haunt Section 13 by the Zelkova tree of a woman who had hung herself many years ago after she discovered that her lover was married. She had an engagement ring that he had given her. She took it off, buried it under the tree, and then hung herself.
Okay.
Nobody's ever corroborated that, but that is what you have heard.
So the ring is probably her weakness. Yes. I'm thinking Ginji. And my other question is, where did it go?
Where did it go?
Where did it go?
Well, she already explained to you that Shingo was pressured into digging for the treasure that was under the tree.
Okay.
It is a very reasonable assumption that possibly that's what Shingo might have dug up that provoked the ghost.
Right. All right. So what I'm hoping to get out of that where did it go was like me not getting lost heading to...
You would know where the tree is because that's part of the test of courage. So you'd be able to find your way there. You know the go in, take a left, go straight, right, left twice is like the weird circuitous path to get there.
All right. Kana-chan, just... I just came from the entrance. It should be safe. Just
Are you
go
sure?
and...
You're going to go in there by yourself?
I
think
and
as you say this is about when the girls arrive. Coming at you at a full tilt. You guys see Ginji talking to a girl in the middle of the graveyard.
Yeah.
Did we just stop? Did we just like pick him?
Risa's just gonna run straight by him. She's not even gonna talk to him.
All you know is you're going to the cemetery. You have no idea where to go.
I would say you probably...
I think we run past and we grab him, and as we do, I say, "Okay, so where's the ghost?" As we're just like we still start booking it down.
So Ginji, you are grabbed along, and Kana is just be careful.
Don't worry, Ghost Club's on the case.
Folklore.
Oh.
Shit.
Ghost Club.
Wait, Ginji, you're in Ghost Club?
No.
Oh my god, I didn't realize you were
Like,
such a nerd.
Punch Miyu in the shoulder.
No.
She starts heading
Ruined
back
my
to the
cover.
entrance.
And like as we turn a corner, I'm gonna summon my sword.
Okay. So you are all headed.
It's at the tree.
The tree. Great.
Your
Okay.
small friend was convinced to dig up its ring. It's a ghost. It was sad. And I think this is the most you've ever seen Ginji like know the details of a monster. Something happened with its lover, and so she buried her ring beneath the tree, and then she hung herself. And now, I think Shingo dug up the ring.
Oh, that dumbass.
But maybe if we get it and destroy it, it'll stop this thing.
Now, you guys worry about that. I'm getting him out of there.
What are you doing here?
Hello, my friend.
Sure.
Yes, I actually have them.
Yeah, right.
Just do your job, sword boy.
Who are you calling sword boy?
As he holds out his
And you all Ginji, you know the way, so we'll say you kind of start to take the lead and you run them down this path. Although that bears a question. Risa, you probably have not because you're new to this school and this area. But Miyu and Eiko, you did the test of courage before? Or a test of courage before?
did a test of courage before. Heard the students muttering the steps to themselves in the vision.
Yeah,
Don't know
so-
if that helps.
Yeah. So
But,
you kind of pick up pretty quickly the path that Ginji is taking, and you don't really need guidance.
I don't think I've done the test of courage before. I have definitely been to the cemetery a whole bunch.
Okay, so you basically know the lay of the land.
Yeah, I know the layout of the cemetery probably really well.
Okay.
We'll say as we're going, because it'll probably make me happy. I am taking the gloves off.
Oh.
There's definitely like a full-on like before like oh right focus. There's full-on anime sparkles for like half a second. Things come on. Exactly. Just like that.
Be more obvious.
So you all rush over, and you get to the area, section 13, which you pass by the wall, kind of cordoning that area off, and barely see the plaque as you go. My God, my cats are desperately running as fast as they can around in the room for some reason.
We are also desperately running as fast as we can.
Yes, they are also hunting ghosts, I assume.
They just want to feel included.
Yep. You make your way through, and you see a few students kind of scattered and unconscious, looking a bit harried, and there by the tree, you can see a small figure dangling, and you see a spectral figure doing the dangling from over this arched branch. Shingo is alive, but he's struggling.
I'm not even stopping to assess this. I am just going straight forward and jumping for this thing.
Okay. Yeah, describe your crazy cool leap that you make to head over there.
Basically, I just pick up the pace because I'd slowed down to match up with everyone else. 'Cause unfortunately, the legs aren't quite as long as mine. Disadvantage of being tall sometimes. So
Hashtag
I just
cool problems.
throw myself forward and just jump upwards towards the ghost, claws leading the way.
Okay, so yeah,
Let him go!
we see Miyu, Eiko, Ginji, you see Risa just like tear out ahead of you, and then practically from like a standstill in that pace just leap forward several feet up to tear at the ghost. I assume you want to kick some ass?
Oh yeah.
Okay.
And that will be 8.
Okay. With an 8, I need
A 7 plus, you trade harm.
Okay. So I will say, yeah, tell me how you rip into this thing with your claws.
Basically, I just kind of lunge upward. What I'm trying to do is I'm trying to basically body slam into it and latch on.
Okay.
And just basically force it to let go of Shingo and have to grapple with me instead.
So yeah, you rip in, and your claws, because they're weird yokai claws, kind of sink in, and you feel it tear into this like very dense ghostly material. And she kind of shrieks and drops Shingo unceremoniously under the arch of the tree. And then she just throws you off of her, and you kind of go tumbling back and take a little bit of harm.
Okay, I
But
do.
mission accomplished. She has dropped Shingo, who is...
How much harm do I take?
What is... I need to get to the... Inflict harm. She... I'm trying to find... There we go. Kick some ass. 7 plus.
Monsters don't roll.
No. So... I don't know. You take like 1.
Okay. She takes... So I'm going to do the math real quick. She takes 4.
Okay.
All my damage is wrapped up in my claws.
All right.
Mm-hmm.
Also, it lets me do it with my whole thing about stealing life. Would I negate that damage, or...
Well, what does it say?
Yeah, what does that say?
Base life drain, 1 harm, intimate life drain is...
Yeah.
Okay. So
Pick a base and add. Yeah, if that it looks like it takes effect when you...
When I strike.
Yeah, so... Yeah, she flung you and you took a bit of damage, but since you sunk in and kind of did some life drain on her, you're fine. You just dirty because you rolled in the grass.
Okay, I'm just thinking that they saw her actually like take a little bit of damage, some blood come off when she got thrown because
Sure.
they're sitting there fighting. On standing up though, all they can see is that the skin's sealing up, maybe with a little more scalp, just kind of forming around it like a scar.
Yeah. So you kind of see a little bit of wound she took sealing up. What are the rest of you doing?
Ginji is standing stock still in the entrance to the area, trembling.
Okay.
As he looks at the unconscious students.
Well, and then in that case, Miyu is slapping him on the back, going, "What are you doing? Get in there!
Right.
They're all in danger. Go help!"
Yeah. Can I disadvantage myself here and act under pressure in order to attack?
Sure.
Awesome. Then I will have to roll plus cool, which I'm a very cool guy, so chances are pretty good. We'll see if you can buck up.
He's got several people here to look cool for, so.
7 to 9, not bad. So you're going to give me a worse outcome, hard choice, or a price to pay in order to attack this thing.
Okay. Worst outcome, hard choice, or a price to pay, huh?
Mm-hmm.
Mm-hmm.
Do you have a preference?
I'm down for a price to pay, maybe.
Okay.
Like I'm willing to throw Ginji into more than mild danger.
Okay. All right. Yeah, notably, the students are unconscious but appear to be unharmed.
Mhm.
Ginji, you can get all up in there and wreck her for a bit if you want, but you are putting yourself super at risk for being possessed.
Oh boy, great. And so I think we see as you're they're in danger. You need to help them. We see his knuckles go white and he just says, "Damn it!" And he charges forward. And let's see how well I do on kicking ass.
Okay.
That's a 13.
Oh my God.
Damn,
The
son.
fuck, Ginji?
Go
Okay.
Ginji.
So we will trade harm.
Okay.
And I get to choose an extra. I'm going to choose to inflict terrible harm.
Okay.
I will be dealing 4 harm with a magical weapon. That is also messy. Or no, it's not messy. I didn't pick spikes. I picked blade. That's right.
Okay.
So I think is it up in the tree?
She was kind of hanging on the arch of the tree. As you're going for her, she's actually going toward Shingo again. But you can get there before she gets to him
Okay.
if you wish.
So I think I run up and get between her and Shingo, and I just go low and bury the sword to the hilt in her sort of ghostly body and press her and myself up against the tree to just
Okay.
try and keep her away from
Okay.
Shingo.
Yeah, this sword is, of course, quite magical, so it sinks into the tree like butter.
Yeah.
And you,
And I'm yelling the entire way.
yeah, and you have her pinned there, and so you trade harm. You did how? You said what you did? How much? 4?
4.
4? Okay. All right. She, in response, grabs you and just sort of wraps her arms around you. And you feel icy chill as they start to sort of phase into your body, and it hurts. And your vision is getting foggy and you're feeling slightly less aware.
How much
by
harm
and
are you taking?
by. We will say you
Just-
take 2 harm.
Okay, my armor negates that, so I take 0 harm.
You take 0 harm, but
But I am maybe getting possessed a little bit.
you are
It's
maybe
fine.
getting possessed
A little bit.
I think we just we get a hyper close-up shot on Genji's eye as it turns to look toward the camera and toward Miyu and Eiko. Eiko technically,
Yep.
as like maybe the stuff sort of crawls in.
Yep, it's getting a little. It's not great.
It'll just be like,
That's great.
kill it.
So, Miyu or Eiko, what are you doing while Risa's getting herself up off the ground and Ginji's probably maybe getting possessed?
If I can see Ginji's whole situation at this time, Miyu just kind of looks at him and rolls her eyes, and takes a piece of paper from her pocket. When I said get in there, that isn't what I meant. And I'm going to use magic because one of the things for using magic is banish a spirit or curse from a person. So I'm going to full on Nakuryō-taisen this if I can.
Okay, yeah, you straight up can. Also, it's one of her weaknesses, so do with that what you will.
Excellent. Okay, plus weird makes that a 9. So there is a glitch. Oh, okay. I like there's one of the glitches is the effect is of short duration.
Okay.
So I think we might have to kill her real quick.
Yeah.
Yeah, I would say so. Describe how you do your Nakuryō-taisen to try and banish her.
Honestly, I really like the idea of just very exasperatedly walking slowly forward, softly chanting under her breath, and then she just sticks this thing on Ginji's back with a really powerful slap.
So you do that, and we hear this kind of echoing ghostly as she sort of seems to dematerialize, and Ginji, you come back to awareness as if someone splashed cold water into your face, and there is no ghostly tendrils creeping around you, but there is Miyu behind you, rather close, and your sword stuck in the tree.
Yeah, I would like pull the sword out and like step back to like get my spare arm around Miyu as I look around, like trying to see where they're going next.
Yeah, I think at this point Miyu also realizes that she just walked into the middle of the freaking.
She just stepped way forward.
Yeah. Like I expected to completely just wreck that ghost by doing this. I did not expect her to just leave Ginji's body and then be right there. I think is what that 9 probably actually was.
Yeah, so she's looming up overhead, but it's mere seconds and she hasn't acted. Eiko, is there anything you want to do before more happens?
If like Eiko sees her up in the sky there, I think she's going to hex.
Okay.
I mean, that seems like the thing to do. So maybe take care of the situation quickly.
Please nuke scary ghost lady.
So she puts 2 fingers up in the air and draws back like she's drawing a bow.
Okay.
I cannot roll for shit tonight. Oh my god.
Oh no.
At least a 7?
Is this a mark experience or is this a
3, 4,
Oh wow.
5.
Mark experience.
You're gonna level up.
What?
You're gonna level up soon, so.
Okay, that's what? Should I have marked experience, 2 times now?
Yeah, I think so. We'll sort it out after. I'm not super concerned about it.
Yeah. Okay, so, and there is like that energy that rises up around her and her hair whips in the wind and everything, and then something disrupts it and it just.
Yeah. Okay. So yeah, we see this kind of dark energy drift up from under Eiko's shadow, and it sort of engulfs her a little bit, and we see her hair kind of drift up as she starts to draw, but then it just sort of, when you see the ghost kind of look right at you, Eiko, it just sort of dissolves the resolve you had.
You just eat out of it.
Yeah, I eat out of it, and I dodge around the side of one of the monuments.
Yeah.
Just
Oh my god.
Sweet girl. Risa, you've
Sorry, guys.
gotten to your feet, and now that the ghost has been ejected from Ginji, it is going back toward Shingo again, and you see her descend and grab onto him as he just started to sit up from his coughing, and he's got cold, dark bruising around his neck.
I'm going to jump and grab onto her
Okay.
and pull her off him.
All right. Roll for kicking some ass, because I assume that's what you're trying to do.
Oh, yeah. That will be 9.
Okay, with a 9.
Uh,
That is...
Yeah. 7 to 9 is exchange harm.
All right, so you do some damage, she do some damage. What is your
4.
base rate is also a 4? All right. Yeah, she's going to do, we'll say 2.
Okay, so take 1 because the heal.
Yeah. So yeah, what does it look like when you have your claws locked into her and you're like doing this weird life drain thing?
Basically, they sink in, and the energy that makes her up, since she's a ghost and not a corporeal being, you can actually see it kind of like, because, claws tend to have natural rivets and whatnot. It's not just a smooth surface. It's kind of being drawn into them.
So we see kind of just this, like, the energy seems to be
Mhm.
drifting into her claws.
So if I get thrown away when she attacks again, there's a trailing of that mist.
Yeah. So, she sinks her hands into you and pushes you off against the tree, and you kind of slam back against it this time, taking a bit of harm and probably a bit of a headache.
Yeah, and also everyone's going to hear something that does not sound very human. A very long, drawn-out tss. Yes, ow, that hurt.
Snack. All right. So, having cast off Risa, she's going for Shingo again, and you see her just sort of plunge her hand right into him, and you hear him shriek. You notice in one hand he's got a very small silver box clutched close, and you hear her say, "Give it back!" Who wants to act?
Can
Let
I?
go, Shingo. I'm just going to say that. Go ahead.
Okay, yeah, I don't. I have a really cool idea, or potentially a cool idea if rolls go well.
Do tell.
You, since you're here, you could get the box like out of his hand. I could like attack the box.
Okay. Yeah, I'm super down to try that. What would that be? Would that be act under pressure
Yeah.
I think.
to get the box?
So. Because you need to
Yeah.
get to it without, well, you need to get to it, and she's right there too, so. It's kind of
Yes,
dangerous.
I think this would involve some complicated like rolling and stuff.
I think it would just be like act
Acrobatics.
under pressure would get the box, and then I would kick some ass.
Yeah,
But my-
sorry. When I said rolling, I meant like acrobatics to like try to like
Oh,
actually
yeah.
get in there.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's going to take a little bit of bobbing and weaving to get in there and grab it from him.
Yeah. Or actually, I think Miyu just tries to dive tackle him and just get that whole situation away from her, and then
Okay.
wrestle the box out of his hand.
Okay.
Okay.
So I'm gonna try and. Oh, and I actually, since I'm the expert, I actually roll plus sharp instead of plus cool. Thank God. For act under pressure. Which makes that an 11.
Okay.
Nice.
Yeah, you do it. So you run in there, jump at Shingo, and just kind of knock him over. The ghost sort of seems to linger for a moment, and you almost are worried that she might be trying to possess him. But she kind of is shaken off of him as you both kind of go into a tumble, and the box gets knocked out of his hand and rolls a few feet away. Ginji, you have a
Okay.
clear shot.
Yeah, I'm gonna.
I think, what if I just actually like pitch the box towards Ginji? Just like, Ginji, the box!
Yeah.
Yeah, throw it at me, and I'll like baseball.
Yeah. Baseball katana.
All right.
Yes.
Yeah, baseball katana kicks some ass.
All right.
That's a phrase. Monster of the Week is a good game, everybody.
14.
Fuck yeah!
Hell!
Please,
That is
please
two
tell us
sixes.
all about how you completely decimate this puzzle box with a ring in it with your sword.
So I think we see Miyu tackle Shingo and like toss the box to me and like shout out Ginji. And I don't know, maybe we go in like the weird low frame rate slow-mo of anime.
Mhm.
And we get like close-up shot of one foot sliding back, and then like I'm straight up like there's no sword form here.
It's a baseball bat as far as you're concerned.
Yes. Oh my
Yeah,
god.
Ginji was great at baseball before.
Of course.
And so he like swings the katana up and then comes around and it like slices it clean in half.
Yep.
I
I think we maybe also hear the sound of like a baseball bat crack
Yeah, somehow. Yes.
cut into the sound engineering in this moment when it connects.
Is it destroying the box and stuff?
Yeah, I think we see the box gets sliced in half and kind of starts to shatter into glimmering pieces under the moonlight. And amidst them, you see a small golden ring that also is cleaved in twain and just... And then it sort of starts to tumble to the dirt, old and tarnished. And we see the ghost kind of dissipate and fade. And you guys took her out.
Genji's gonna fall to his knees in true one.
I'm
Also-
very quickly putting my gloves back on.
Yeah, and I think also, if you'll permit, Miyu, you tackled Shingo, so you're kind of on top of him right now.
That seems reasonable. Sorry.
Suzuki senpai. Sorry. Sorry.
Hang on. And I think in this moment of adrenaline and panic, Miyu does like a full on like, are you okay?
Uh-huh. He turns
Sure.
Many shades of red.
At this point, I'm walking over, and if you don't mind, Emily, she's just going to come and pick Miyu up and take her off of Shingo.
Okay.
Grab him by the scruff.
Just one arm. Whoop.
Yeah. Oh, is it like a full on like kitten?
Yep.
That's so good.
Eiko brushes up and
by and by, the other students kind of start to stand up. They seem really groggy and out of sorts, and they're dealing with that amongst themselves.
Genji will unsummon the sword.
Okay, Shingo?
Yeah, I think so. I'm sorry. They dragged
What were
me
you
into
doing?
this. Nakahara wanted to come out here and do the test of courage, and if I didn't, I was afraid they'd just laugh at me.
Well, fine, let him laugh. Jeez. Why do you always care so much what other people think about you, huh?
I don't know. I just...
Do you even like them?
Not really, but they're kind of cool.
Who cares about that?
I know. I'm sorry. Thank you. All of you.
it's okay if
Up and give that same tired thumbs up.
for Ginji. Get some sleep, Ginji. Eiko definitely like after the whole, I was afraid they'd laugh at me thing. It's okay if they don't like you. You just need one person or a couple of people, really. And Shingo may know that. Yeah.
He's probably heard talk about Eiko. What he personally thinks you don't yet know.
Mhm.
Yeah, I guess you're right. Anyway, it's really creepy here. Can we go? Can we get out
Yeah,
of
your
here?
mom's worried sick.
Oh, she's gonna kill me.
At very least, I think you should probably be grounded for like the rest of your life. But knowing her, she'll go for like a week.
Yeah. Well, you guys do a really good job, Ghost Club.
Oh God.
Of course, we're the
I'm-
experts.
Ugh.
I kind of like elbow Ginji, like,
He like Peters when you do that. I'm going to go home and sleep for 1,000,000 years.
Sure, but make sure you show up to club tomorrow.
And I think you see, like, he doesn't like get all pissy and whatever like he usually does. He looks conflicted instead.
Oh.
Yeah. Take care of me.
Bye.
Bye, Eiko.
And I think we'll end as we see you all go, head your separate ways. Risa, you walk home with Shingo and bring him home to his mother, who hugs him tight and then almost immediately is like, "You are grounded for a month! You are not leaving this house!" And you head next door to your apartment and you can still hear her giving him an earful well into the night.
Yeah, if she starts to slow down at one point, I actually shout back, "Give him more!"
When you just hear, "Yamamoto-senpai!" Miyu, do you go home to your grandma, or and Kokkuri-san by extension, or do you head to the clubhouse to write a report?
I go to the clubhouse and I might write my report. And then I go home and present it to Kokkuri-san. Whether hoping that maybe this time he'll actually read it.
Yep. Your grandmother has long since gone to bed. You present it to him, and he is reclined on your sofa, watching possibly a K-drama? You're not sure. It's not something you've watched
Something
before.
awful.
It looks awful, honestly.
Yeah, like how schlocky are we talking here? Like,
It's like Boys Over Flowers.
Yeah.
oh my god.
He seems vaguely interested or confused or curious. You're not sure. That's a puzzled face, you think. And he's just sort of looking like, why? But why is she with him when he was? This is really confusing. He's too good for you.
You are a trash woman.
Oh, Miyu, dear, what's the matter?
Well, we took out another yokai, another ghost.
I thought I gave you the night off.
Well, you did, but we did club activities anyway.
Oh,
Didn't feel right having the night off, I guess.
well, good job. Sit down.
Oh, okay. And Miyu does, sitting like very, very straight up, like,
The other end of the couch.
yeah.
Sit down and watch the television with me.
Is this a thing that has ever happened before, do we think?
Probably not.
Okay. Then Miyu will gently set the report on the table.
He
And I think we have
conjures
a-
some tea on the coffee table for you both.
I think we have like a solid like couple beats of them just silently watching TV together,
Mm-hmm.
and then they both in unison just go, "Why is she with him?"
Yeah. So you spend the rest of the evening watching this garbage K-drama and finding out it's actually pretty good, maybe? You're not sure.
Yeah, I think this definitely becomes the beginning of a marathon, even though neither of them like actually say that's what this is becoming.
Yeah. At some point in the night, you do notice when you go up to get changed for the evening and come back down for more of the marathon, you see him, you catch him kind of reading the report.
Oh.
full on silent.
Yeah, he's just sort of sitting there. Taking it in. Eiko, you return home. It's late, so your mother has gone to bed.
Mm-hmm.
And you creep inside quietly. But there, seated at the low table, waiting with the light on, drinking tea, is a Tengu who you ditched and quickly left when you went to go to the graveyard.
Oh.
And Takao looks to you sternly. More of that fox's errands?
Well, he didn't send us on this one, but Ginji needed help.
No, one of your friends?
Mm-hmm. The She makes slicing motions.
The sword one.
The boy with the sacred sword.
Mm.
Sword boy's faster.
Well, glad you're safe. Dinner is waiting for you.
Oh god. It's like gratitude and then dread.
He didn't use the microwave, so it seems to be okay.
Okay.
It's rice and pickled vegetables. It's not anything exciting, but it's edible and fine.
That's fine. I think if he asks for questions, Eiko will talk, but I think for the most part she just sits across from him in this sort of peaceful silence as she eats her food.
And so you two carry on the night quietly.
Mm.
And then eventually head to bed. Ginji.
Yes.
There's a place you always stop by on your way home from anywhere.
Yeah.
A shrine that's not too far from where you are. And the small isolated family graves that are there at Hanako's place. And I think we see you there before the stone marked with Hanako's name. And what does Ginji do?
Sorry I'm late. I had to stop by a different cemetery. There was trouble. But we got out okay this time. I froze. And I don't know what I'm doing. I don't know what any of us think we're doing here. But I'm okay. And Miyu's okay. Eiko's still weird. She's okay. I miss you.
Does Ginji usually bring an offering or anything when he comes?
Yeah, I think he's got like there's a particular flower that grows on like some bush, grew on a bush on her way to school, and he always picks one of those and leaves it there. And there's like a bunch of dead ones.
Yeah. So we see there's a bunch of other dead ones, and you place one in the little bowl that's on the top of the stone. And you head home for the night. And I think that is where we will leave our session. Nice job, friends. We did a Monster of the Week thing, sort of, kind
An
of.
anime.
We did an anime.
We even had the impossible anime leaps in there.
Yup.
Yeah.
That was pretty good. All right.
Next time, double jumping.
Next time, double jumping. Risa gets an upgrade. So,
Hi, I'll do a preview of the next episode.
there was a monster and it was a week. You are correct, Ethan. All right, I think we'll go around, do outros, and then say what we enjoyed about this anime nonsense. And then we will bring it on home. So going in reverse order, Lynn, where can we find you on the interwebs? And what was your favorite moment of all this shenaniganry?
Well, I'm go by Lynn Morris here on Twitch. I stream not daily, but usually between 7 p.m. EST to 9 p.m. EST, whenever I feel like doing it so. And my favorite moment was, who are you calling Sword Boy while shaking a sword?
Yes.
That was pretty good.
Valid. Awesome. Julie, where can we find you on the interwebs? And what was your favorite moment tonight?
Hello, everyone. You can find me at Soft Signal on Twitter and Twitch, although I don't stream that often. I really like the entire lunch interaction where we met Shingo was pretty great, especially the really long awkward handshake that nobody knew how to end. That was pretty great. But it's just all of the little dynamics that came out tonight, like Miyu's whole thing with Kokkuri-san and trying to get him to read the freaking report. You know,
he has one job and he doesn't really do it.
Getting to see everyone interact with each other and see all of that play out was just delightful to me.
Yep, it is good. Our resident expert. Where can we find you doing things on the internet, and how about your favorite moment?
Okay. Well, so I'm mostly just on Twitter at eTreffery, and I occasionally pop around to other Twitch channels on the internet. But my favorite moment, gosh, I mean, I'm kind of in the same camp as Julie, which is all the little deepening of the relationships and all the little quirks they're developing is just really delightful to see. Particularly now that we've added Risa in, because she changes every dynamic in a way that is pretty fun to watch play out.
Yeah.
But I think in particular the budding rivalry thing, kind of, not really, between Ginji and Risa is delightful. and also just I think specifically the scene where everyone realized that was what was happening.
Are you jealous?
Are you jealous? You're jealous. That was really fun.
Awesome. And last but certainly not least, Dylan, where can we find you doing things on the interwebs, and what was your favorite moment out of all of this insanity?
Well, you can find me on Twitch, Twitter, and YouTube at Anarsis. It should be right above my head. I am a variety streamer, but primarily I think people know me for my RPG streams, one of which will actually be tomorrow at 5 Pacific from Dust, my Dungeon World game. If you like sad stuff, tune in, because Jess just had to leave that
I
cast.
made it sad.
So we killed her character, and we are coming in directly afterwards.
Oops.
So,
Oops.
yeah, that'll be fun. My favorite moment from tonight. I mean, I did really like I like how Risa changed how I play Ginji, because he didn't have anything to bounce off of as a character. And I still liked him and he was fun, but there's a whole new dimension to him now, which is a lot of fun to explore, him just being kind of a shithead.
He was the cool guy, but suddenly he's not as cool.
Yeah.
He's not take a flying leap or throw a truck cool.
But I think my favorite moment was actually Miyu jumping in to decursify him, to unpossess him. I think that was pretty awesome. It's probably kind of a big deal for Genji.
She does care.
She does. She does yell at him to do things.
We just kind of walked up, just smacked her on the back with it, though.
Put that seal on like it was a kick me sign.
Possess me.
Awesome.
Oh
well
wow!
then.
Don't give Kokkuri-san any ideas.
Oh god. Yeah, don't. Oh, my garbage fox. I love him so. Yeah, speaking of the garbage fox, the one playing that thing is me. Welcome to my channel. You're here. I'm Little Cup of Joe on Twitter as well. I take part in a lot of other TTRPG streams. Lately, I am around Encounter Roleplay, playing Call of Cthulhu on Tuesdays, which is delightful. We haven't gone mad yet. It'll be fine. I'm sure nothing bad will happen. We're just going to Antarctica. No big deal.
Popsicles.
Ha! And penguins.
Taxidermied penguins.
Yes, and you can also find me on weekends on Dylan's channel doing some Ryutama. I run a Ryutama campaign here every other Sunday, and there are some other things coming down the pike that Julie may be involved in.
I might be, yeah.
More on that later. Watch this space.
Mm-hmm.
But anyway, gosh, favorite moments are hard for me because I basically just love the whole thing from start to finish. But I think it was very nice to see these characters and how they really interact now that they're not in like a freakish horror space.
School, but
yeah.
hell.
Yeah, exactly. Getting to see them in their day-to-day and how they interact with each other, even though they do have all of these like layers of weird around them, was very nice. And we're getting to see little moments in their lives, which was cool. And the dynamics are great. I'm liking it a lot. I'm sorry your fox grandpa is such a trash can, though.
I love it.
I'm waiting for him to discover American soap operas.
Oh my god!
God.
Oh.
Yeah. Ooh. Anyway.
He'll get to Dallas and then get to that one whole season that the next one they decide they didn't want to kill that character, so they turned it into a dream. That entire season was a dream she had.
He will be so mad.
I definitely like the idea of Kokkuri-san becoming the most well-versed in pop culture out of any of us.
He might.
I mean, what's he gonna do with his time except for meme? Really?
Once he learns how to phone.
Yeah.
Yeah.
We'll get him there.
Look for Kokkuri-san shitposting on Twitter. Stay tuned.
Kokkuri-san, once I figure out how to use a phone, it's over.
It's over for you.
Yep. So, I think,
God.
please go on. We could talk about our dumb fox grandpa for ages.
I mean, I could talk about all these kids for ages,
Yes.
but the existence of conspiracy theory and ghost hunter forums and Kokkuri-san's
Oh my god!
presence on the internet could get interesting.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, that'll be fine. There's no way that's gonna go out of control.
No. Come fix this problem that I totally made, children.
Whoops. All right.
Oh wow, yeah, master of the sassy Google it response. God.
Yep. Going live tweet and in-universe Fox Grandpa tweets, you know, that's a thought. Oh, God. All right, my friends. We will... This is a monthly game, so we will not see you for a while. It's fairly episodic, so feel free to drop in whenever you have time. And we will see these good kids again in February. Take care.
Night,
Good night.
folks.
Watch out for ghosts. And kitsune, apparently.
Only pee at
Yeah,
home.
graveyards.
Yeah, stay out of bathrooms because they're haunted. Like, super haunted.
Every public restroom, they're all haunted. Stay away. Don't do it. Hashtag pee at home.
And on that note, we're cutting the stream.